You're going the wrong way. Motherfucker. That was a lot of up. It's freaking cold, man. Beer. All right, so we just left Milam Gap. We are starting a little over 20-mile, 2-night, 3-day trip through Shenandoah. We'll be partly on the AT, and today is pretty easy. It's only about 4 miles to Big Meadows, where we're gonna camp for tonight, which is convenient because it's gonna be in the 30s tonight. It's actually pretty close to 30s right now. So that original section of the Appalachian Trail was pretty flat, pretty easy going, and now we're on the Lewis Falls Trail. And I believe this goes down for a good ways to the fall and then back up. Because whenever you go down, you gotta go back up, right? I'm not sure I've ever seen something that pretty before. That's freaking awesome looking. That was a lot of up. Yeah. So definitely the second half of this Lewis Falls Trail is like all the way up the whole way. It's like no switchbacks. Is up. These deer just don't care. Hey deer. Hey other deer. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5. We're just right here. They don't care. Hey deer. Getting ready for the winter? Yeah? Yeah? Hey. Getting all fat. Oh, these have like some kind of berries on them. They're like crushing these berries. Look at them, they don't care. They could not care. Whatever that is, they're loving it. What the buck? I don't know, was that a good one? I don't know. I was either gonna go with that or mother bucker. Yeah. He doesn't care. He does not care. He does not give a buck about anything. So we've acquired beer and we've been informed by numerous people that it's going to get down into the teens tonight. So we'll see. I think it's still probably in the 40s right now. So luckily in Big Meadows Campground, they have a camp store with a restaurant and lots of marshmallows. Yes. Like a whole aisle of marshmallows. We opted to not get marshmallows, but we opted for the beer instead. So we're walking back to camp. It's gonna be dinner time, fire time, and beer time. And then bedtime. Sometime after that. So good morning. Good morning. We made it. We made it last night. It's freaking cold, man. got down to like 27. We did have a fire though, which was kind of the good thing about staying at Big Meadows, was that we can have a fire. But you can't have fires in the backcountry, and where we were gonna camp, you can't have fires. And the rangers warned us, if you get caught having a fire, it's a pretty hefty fine. So we're gonna avoid that.
Yes.
And basically completely change our plan up. And instead of hiking 8 miles today and camping on Rose River, we're gonna do more like 11 and loop back to Big Meadows. So we're still hiking up to Hawksbill. It's about 4 miles, and then we're gonna hike back down to Rose River and then up Dark Hollow and back to Big Meadows tonight. And the good news is we already have firewood, and we're gonna pick up more beer at the store on the way in. This morning, I think when we left, it was like 30 something, 34, 35. And yeah, looking forward to seeing some views and seeing some rivers today. Dude, it's so pretty. And there he goes off into the distance. You're going the wrong way. I'm just kidding. It's cool to like hike the AT and think about all the other people that have done it.
Yeah.
You basically like live out here for like 6 months, 7 months.
One day.
One day? Yeah? Yeah? All right. 0.5 miles to Hawksbill. Busy today. Man, there was a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
Guess it's our own fault for coming on a Saturday in fall season, and everybody wants to come up and check out the leaves and everything. While Chris is taking a leak, while Chris is relieving himself, I'm going to talk about something that I'm happy worked out. I tried something for the first time and it worked. So, knowing that it was going to be cold last night, my concern was for all my batteries and camera equipment. I've done cold weather trips before and wake up in the morning and everything's dead. So I searched around online and found another fellow photographer who used hand warmers in his bag, and he would throw a hand warmer inside his camera bag and essentially heat up the camera bag so that nothing froze. And the bag was not only like warm, like super warm, everything was still in there, super warm, and the hand warmer was actually still warm too. So, you know, the 10-hour rating, I would say, is a pretty accurate description when you're sleeping with it close to your chest. Worked pretty well. This trail is definitely less maintained. This is a horse trail that we picked up after Hawksbill Mountain. I don't even know where the trail goes. Oh well. There's lots of trees down. I don't even think a horse could make it through a lot of this. Man. It doesn't look like anybody's been on this trail for a little while anyway. I don't know if you could see all the trees down that way. I mean, it's just everywhere. I don't know who brings their horse down this trail, but it's probably people who don't like their horse.
Yeah, maybe like you're ready to like put it out of its misery.
Yeah, you bring your horse down here to bury it at the bottom.
Yeah.
'Cause this is steep. This is steep and rocky and narrow. Unless you have a small horse.
Like a horse is
Maybe like a spider horse. I don't know. It's hard enough to navigate with 2 feet. I don't understand how a horse is gonna navigate this, but oh man, it's so freaking pretty. Rose River Fall Trail. We came down and we passed where we could have camped for the night tonight. And it looked like there was like one really good choice spot by the river there. Apparently you can slide down that waterfall right there. Still going up. This is Dark Hollow Falls. The base of the falls is down that way. And then way up there is the top. We found some hammockers here. I have a choice spot. Try not to fall.
Yeah.
While we're doing a morning update. So last night was probably around 28 for a low, but I think both of us slept warmer. I had to basically, I completely readjusted my hammock and my underquilt, and I slept very warm last night. I was able to just sleep in my base layer with socks, and I was super warm. And Chris readjusted his tarp last night.
That made a huge difference. So a lot less warm for sure.
I think all in all, we did pretty well on this trip. Some of the new winter layers I used were my sassy high-waisted down pants, and I got a new puffy coat, and those came in very handy, especially at night, layering with leggings and fleece base layers and a couple pairs of socks. I think the biggest thing I need to figure out is something to do with my feet at night when it's cold. And I think Chris just wore all of his clothes at night.
Pretty much. He had like 4 shirts on.
Hey, but it worked, right? Four shirts was enough shirts.
And there's 2 base layers, a fleece,
And your coat?
and a puffy, yeah.
Yeah. Glad we had that fire last night for sure. Whoa. So today, we're heading back towards the car. We might, depending on how we feel, do part of the loop that we were gonna finish with yesterday, just to kind of like finish things off. I believe it's called the Rodan Fire Road. So once we get to that junction, we'll decide on what we want to do. We decided to opt for a little bit more mileage today and go down Rapidan Road rather than doubling back on the Appalachian Trail and heading back to the car. We're gonna take what looks to be about a mile and a half on the Rapidan Road, and then it will kind of come back to itself and then kind of loop back to the car. So it should be like a 3-mile hike, but which would have been 2, so we're adding like a mile-ish. But the views are pretty. I've never seen this side of the meadow. What was that? So we're looking at the trail here. We came from that way down Rapidan Road, and Rapidan Road continues on that way, but we're gonna go this way on the Rapidan Camp Horse Trail. Looks kind of like it's the horse trail from yesterday. But we'll see. The sound of crunching leaves under our feet. This whole trail's been pretty much downhill the whole way. Both of us had to put on knee braces this morning. I think yesterday a lot of the descents kind of killed us. But this one's just been killing my knee. My left knee is screaming right now. 1 mile left. I've never been so glad to go uphill. Yeah. The knee doesn't hurt uphill, it's only downhill. So now that we're done, Chris, what are some of your likes and dislikes?
My feet being cold. The worst.
Dislike feet being cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the views.
Yeah.
Rose River and Dark Hollow Falls is beautiful.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
I definitely learned a lot about winter clothing for sure. Yeah.
I like that you're half zip there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Showing a little bit of the bear fur.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd say my likes were the views were awesome. We got some good views. Dislikes were probably the people.
There were a lot of people.
There was a lot of people yesterday. That was probably a dislike.
A bus just let out.
Yeah, it was like a tour bus of people.
Maybe multiple tour buses.
I would say probably overall the biggest dislike was the people. Second dislike, I don't know. Maybe some of the coldness on the first night that I had sleeping. But then I think the second night made up for it.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I think for me it was just adjusting the hammock, the underquilt and stuff.
I think both of us the second night had things figured out.
Yeah, a little bit better. But yeah, I think we got probably close to another half mile left. Till we get some ice cold coffee. No bears, other than your chest hair.
Yeah. Grr.
Grr.